Hello and welcome to today's YouTube episode. On today's sewing adventure, I'm going to be talking through a chatty sewing catch-up about all things that have been happening in my sewing room lately. So let's get started. So just quickly before I tell you about everything that's been happening in the sewing room lately, I will quickly tell you what I am wearing. So today I am wearing the new Craft House everyday dress, and it is in this gorgeous cotton fabric that I got from Emporia Fabrics at the Knitting and Stitching Show in October. So I've had this one made up for quite a while. This is the first time I'm wearing it without leggings and boots and a long sleeve top underneath it because the warm weather is finally here. So it's nice to be wearing this one as a summer dress. It's got this fantastic floral print on it. I don't know if you can see, I'll come a little bit closer, but all of the flowers have these beautiful little ladies sitting in them. So I really love this fabric. I think it's so much fun, and it has made up beautifully into the everyday dress. So that is what I am wearing for this episode. Now I do have the window open because it's a little bit warm, so every now and then a car might go past or there might be some noises outside, so you just have to bear with me on that. It is a really warm day, so it's lovely to be having the windows open and to be getting some fresh air in. Okay, so what am I going to talk about today? I have been kind of hinting at a knitting project in a few of my previous episodes. I've got a few finished makes, I've got some works in progress, and believe it or not, I actually have some more fabric that I'm going to share with you. I have actually bought some fabric recently, so let's make a start on that. I will start by showing you the knitting project. It's here, it's in this little bag. This is where I keep it. Now this is my first knitting project where I have knitted in the round on circular needles. I've never actually used circular needles before. I've knitted in the round, but I have used like the 4 different needles. So that's actually been fine. It's been quite good actually, but it was always kind of a mystery to me how it works, so now I know how it works. But what I am making is I'm making the Autumn Alpine Jumper by Boyland Knitworks. I'll put a link to the pattern and the pattern company below, and I've made it to here. So if you can imagine, that is my little jumper so far. It's got some really gorgeous details, so it's got kind of like the pearl around the neckline with the contrast stitching. I've chosen to go with these 2 colours, so it's kind of like a peachy colour with a purpley background, and it does have that really lovely colour work. The Fair Isle, or whatever you want to call it, and it is actually the first time I've ever done that before as well. So that has also been a learning curve, and there have been quite a few YouTube tutorials that I have looked at to help me with this one. I have also been really lucky that Emma from So Happy Emma has been helping me with this one. I will put a link to her Instagram page below. I contacted her over Easter, and because she has made one of the Boyland knit patterns before, and it's a gorgeous halibut jumper, so it's got lovely fish detail on it. I'll put a link to that below. I might put a picture of that one in as well, but it was gorgeous, and I asked her if she thought that, as not a novice knitter but new to colour work, if it would be too difficult to knit this pattern, and she said she wanted to knit it too. So even though we don't really live all that close to each other, we have been in contact a fair bit over Instagram, and she has really helped me a lot with this as well. So thank you for that, Emma. I'm not actually sure I would have made it this far without you, and I am really enjoying making this. I've got 9 more rounds of the colour work, and then I'm not quite sure what happens next because I've never made a top-down jumper before, but the instructions have actually been great so far, so I'll just keep following them and hope for the best. And of course I can always ask Emma if I need to as well. But yes, that is, a couple of people have asked me about my knitting project, so this is it, and it has been really, really lovely to make so far. Now, if you've watched my previous YouTube episodes, you will know that I am a really big fan of Vicky's fabrics from What Vicky Made. And I recently made myself a Agnes shirt in her gorgeous fabrics. That fabrics was called the Flowers. But recently my friend contacted me and said that she would like an everyday waistcoat, the new Craft House everyday waistcoat pattern made up in a kind of yellowy toned fabric. So I am going to get some mustard cord for the inside of the new Craft House everyday waistcoat, and for the outside, the quilted part, I bought some more of Vicky's beautiful fabric. Now this one is called The Art, and I think it really suits it well because my friend is actually an artist as well. So it's going to be made and it is going to be given to an artist. Now this colorway is not really my colorway. I do love the fabric, but it will really suit my friend, so I'm particularly excited to make this one up. And I'm also really excited because I will quilt this fabric for the obviously for this side of the waistcoat. I'll make it reversible with the corduroy fabric as well, and I'm really excited to kind of explore the different quilting patterns I can make on this fabric, because I'm thinking with these little borders maybe I could use them as my quilting lines, but we'll have to watch that space. But I think that this fabric is stunning and I know it will really suit my friend, and what a lovely gift to give someone. I love making the new Craft House everyday waistcoat anyway, so yes, I think that that will look absolutely stunning once that one has been made up. So I am looking forward to making a start on that. Probably won't start that super soon because I've got other things going on at the moment, but I am looking forward to making a start on it. Now, another lovely thing that has happened recently is I have been gifted these little tags by Rachel from the Cozy Club Handmade, which were reasonably new to me, I must say, but they are little woven labels that Rachel designs, and she did send them to me as a gift. There was no obligation for me to share on YouTube or Instagram, but they're so beautiful that I really wanted everyone to know about them, so I'm sharing them with you now. So they come in kind of two different types. They're available on her Etsy store. So there's two different ones that are kind of like the flat sew-on labels, and then there is a range of beautiful little ones that you would put in the back of your trousers or the back of a top, or around the hem of something, I imagine. But what I really like about them is they're really creative because they say something different on each side. So that one says, "Thanks, I made it." And then this one says, "Cute outfit, babe." And they're just really bright and colourful. I really love that one with the little kind of old style sewing machine. And this one here I love with the little sausage dog. It says, "This took a long time to make." And then it says, "This is the back." And it's the back of the little doggo. So super cute. And there's little cats as well. So thank you for sending them to me, Rachel. I can't wait to get them in my garments in the future, in the near future. I'm making some things at the moment, so I can't wait to put them in. And I will put a link to Rachel's Etsy store below as well, in case you wanted to have a look at her gorgeous labels. They really are beautiful quality, and as I've just shown you, they've got a lovely range as well. So yeah, a new to me label company. Now, I have been participating in Me Made May. It is still May. And as I said last week in my YouTube episode, I have kind of been thinking about what clothes I wear, what clothes I want to wear, what I feel comfortable in. So I've been doing a bit of an audit on that. Now, one thing I do wear a lot, and I wear it for like dog walks, which is pretty much every day. I don't wear them every day, but I do wear them a lot, and just when I'm around at home, is the Tilly and the Buttons Sapphire trousers, which is these ones here. Now, this fabric I got from a shop called Itokri, which I will link below. You buy the fabrics directly from India where they're made, and they send them to you. So these ones are about 4 years old, and as I said, I wear them a lot. You can kind of tell the colour is fading a little bit, but considering the amount of wear and washing I've had, they've done really well. And recently I had an accident with my rotary cutter and I cut a hole in the bottom of these. I didn't cut a hole anywhere else on my body, which was good, but I've had to do a patch, and the patch has gone really well. That's been washed as well. So they are kind of like, I'll keep wearing them, but I thought it would be nice to have a pair that was a bit newer and maybe a bit more presentable. So I bought some more of the fabric from Itokri. Now this one is exactly the same. It is a cotton, it's the same weight, but obviously it's got these gorgeous kind of circles, which they call donuts on their website instead. So I will be making a pair of sapphire trousers with this fabric from Itokri that I got recently. And I really wanted to make another Zadie jumpsuit. So while I was on the website, I had a little look about and I found this gorgeous black and pink. And then the background colour is a kind of almost green colour, but it's really, really beautiful. And I think that that would make a really lovely Zadie jumpsuit. So that is what I'm going to make with this one. And I think that I would wear that one a lot. And because it's a darker colour, it will kind of be able to be worn all year round, because I could put like a long sleeve top under it in winter and leggings and wear it with boots too. So that is the fabric that I got from Itokri, and it is just so beautiful. And if you haven't looked on their website before, I will link that below as well. And you can have a look at that. It's absolutely stunning, and they're very, very good quality. They are 100% cotton, so they're perfect for wearing in summer. And there's all sorts of pattern. There's tie-dyed ones, there's batik ones, there's woven ones like the one that I got for my trousers. There really are so many, and the fact that I've had the other sapphire trousers for 4 years means that they are good quality and they do last as well. So I would thoroughly recommend having a look on their website. Postage is quite expensive, but maybe if you had like a friend or something that you could go in with, and you know, then you could halve the postage, or if you had a couple of friends, then obviously you could pay much less. Also, I love buying things from Itokri because they often send little kind of gifts. So obviously I bought my 2 fabrics, but then they sent me these gorgeous little fabric handkerchiefs, which I think are just so cute. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could use them for patches, or you know, you could make a little bag or anything out of it. But I like, oh, there's someone outside, but I like to I actually like to use fabric hankies, so these will definitely, they'll go in the wash, and then I will definitely be using these as my handkerchiefs. So that's a really useful, really lovely gift as well. Now, one thing I did before I started chatting to you today, I did it literally maybe 15 minutes ago, is I cleaned out the bobbin part of my sewing machine. And I'll put a photo up of you to see, because it was really, really dusty. So just a reminder, I have cleaned it, it's all cleaned. I'll put a picture up of what it looked like before and a picture of what it looks like now. It looks sparkling and happy now. But just a reminder to look after our lovely sewing machines, and maybe if you haven't cleaned yours out in a while, like I hadn't cleaned mine out, you might want to do that, because I didn't think mine was that bad, and it really was. So just, you know, we're chatting all things sewing, and that unfortunately it's not the most fun job, but it is a necessary job, and I'm hoping now that my machine will be running a little bit smoother. I had been noticed it had been kind of a bit jittery lately, so I actually think that that is the reason. So I'm going to do some sewing in a minute after I finish this, and I really hope that it is sewing much more smoothly. I'm sure it will be. Also, last week I talked about the Helen's Closet Reynolds dress. I've cut that one out, so that one is on the sewing table now. I've put the interfacing on, I've done the pre-ironing for the hems and the side slits, and I was just about to sew the straps together, so that's the first part of sewing for that. So it'll be strap starts and then obviously constructing the rest of the garment. So that one is underway, so hopefully I will be able to share that one with you soon too. Now, the last thing I want to share with you today is this. It is my finished duvet dress. So if you watched my last YouTube episode, you would have heard me talking about the duvet. The duvet has now become a dress. So this is the Merchant & Mills Alison Hattie dress. It's super lovely. It's got these pleat details around the neck. It is sleeveless. I lined it with the reverse side of the duvet, as I said I would. So it's got that lovely colour, and that obviously saved the duvet fabric. And then for the pockets, I used the top of the duvet where there was no pattern. So I like the way that the pocket kind of stands out bold on the side of the dress. I used a pigeon wishes button, which fits in perfectly because it's the exact same colours that are on the duvet. And then I just put the Me Made tag from Kylie and the Machine on the side pocket there. So really happy with this one. In a minute I'm going to show you the stain on my other Merchant & Mills Alison Hattie dress because I did get a lot of suggestions about how to remove that stain. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then I'm going to see if I can actually once and for all get rid of that stain. Now this is the original Alison Hattie dress that I wore a lot in summer before, wore it really regularly, and this is the stain. So I know I've talked quite a lot about the stain. It's there. So it's a beautiful black stain from the oil from my bike. Now I did get a lot of suggestions about how to remove this stain on my last YouTube episode, so if you were one of the people that gave me a suggestion, then thank you so much. I was really intrigued by someone, sorry I can't remember who, but someone said to try to remove it with margarine. Apparently you put the margarine on and it lifts the stain, and then you remove the margarine stain with normal detergent. So I'm going to give it a go because I've got nothing to lose, and I was going to dye it. I also had suggestions from people saying to embroider it, which I did consider, but honestly the skirt on this dress is really huge, and it would be a really big job if I went in and if I just did one patch where the stain is, if I just did one patch there, then that would probably make it more noticeable, and then the amount of embroidery I would have to do on the whole skirt of the dress just to kind of make it blend in, I think would take a really long time, and I don't really want to invest that much time into it if I can avoid it. So I'm going to try the margarine, and if the margarine doesn't work, then I'm just going to dye it like patchy black. I've got a black dye sachet anyway from something that I've wanted to do before, so I'll just kind of shove it in the bucket, scrunched up, make sure that part gets the dye, and then hope that that will solve the problem. So yes, so that is my stain removal. Fingers crossed, you need to cross your fingers for me. My stain removal will work. So, as I said I would do, I took the advice of the person who said to put margarine on the stain and then wash it with dishwashing detergent. Now, because the skirt is so full, I don't know, could I get away with wearing it? It kind of just looks like it's still there, obviously. Do I need to try it again? If I was wearing it, would you notice? I don't know. I might try to remove. So what I did was I put margarine in, and then I put dishwashing detergent on, and then I actually just put it in for a 15-minute wash. I did the margarine and dishwashing detergent a couple of times. What do you think? Would you wear it now, or do you think I need to do it again? Do you think it looks horrendous? What do you think? I'm kind of thinking I might just wear it now. Let me know your thoughts. So that is it for today's YouTube episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you thought in the comments box below. I hope that I'll be able to share some of these things that I have showed you today in the future, and if you want to, then let me know if you want to be updated on my knitting project, and I can keep you updated on that. I don't have to if you don't want to, it's just that a few people did ask about it. I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you here again soon.